Hey folks, good day. This is Woody from W&D Homesteading. Today we are going to talk about our garden and what works for us here on our less than an acre in south central Pennsylvania. This is our back to Eden garden, which we started 4 or 5 years ago. And I got to say, after much hard work, my wife and I, this is the best garden we ever had. We started off just plain dirt, and about a year later, we added mushroom dirt and wood chips. And we're going to walk in here and take a look at this dirt after 4 or 5 years. All right, look at that dirt. That's after 4 or 5 years of working it hard, rototilling it. It's just amazing. Like I said, it didn't happen overnight. A lot of things, trial and error. Some things went really well. Last year, we thought we had an excellent crop in the way we had it. On the left side here, we have different mints. We have lemon mint, spearmint, peppermint, catnip, excuse me. So that's our peppermints on the left side. And now in our tunnels here, we have string beans and a wild tomato. And this high tunnel, we have our zucchini, which looks like we're almost ready to pick our first one. My wife makes some amazing zucchini relish. It is just knockout. We put it on burgers and hamburgers, and I just eat it on saltine crackers. It's just amazing. Lima beans over here on this high tunnel, the third one. These are the lima beans. And like I said, last year, we just had an amazing crop. Over here is a cherry tomato. We've already had our first three, and they're so good, those cherry tomatoes. Asparagus, and we have a problem with trees. We have sassafras over there and the blueberries, which we'll show you when we do the orchard. But that little tree right down there is called a tree of heaven. They're invasive. And in that wooded area behind here, there's just tons of them. They're just so hard to control. And we got wild berries coming up through, which we have a section of berries in our orchard. We'll show you then. And then here's our different varieties of tomatoes. And this is a learning experience. This is the best we ever did in tomatoes. The best. Last year they were so crowded and it was just hard to get the tomatoes, stepping on the vines and stuff. But this year we got really high expectations with some little ones on here. And of course, most of them are budding. It's just amazing. But we learned. We lived and learned. This is a different way than we had it last year. We had them all tight. So, and then we got a tomato over here. And I'm not very good on the varieties yet, but I'm learning. And my wife has sunflowers and flowers here. It's just well done. My wife and I both came from big families, and her grandmother gardened in her early 90s till, like I said, early 90s, she was 90s. But it's just something we always like to do. And here's our green peppers. We have a couple jalapeno. I forget what they're called, so forgive me. I'm just gonna have to. Sweet Italian frying peppers. Looking forward to having them. I already had the banana pepper here, sweet sunshine pepper, banana pepper. Excellent frying. We already had that with some fried sausage. So, like I said, different varieties. Your bell peppers, jalapeno peppers, I think, are on the end here. So I remember the days when I was 10, 11, 12. I would spade a whole garden by hand, and it was just so much fun. Now, of course, we have rototillers and different stuff to get this thing smoothed up pretty quick and plant it up in a hurry. But it's we got married, my wife and I now. We've been married 34 years. When after we first got married, my favorite uncle, he came to our house and spaded our whole garden, about 3/4 of this size by hand. It was just such a blessing. He was such a good guy. But that's our back to Eden garden. These are raised beds. The cabbage is just wonderful, and other times we've had them eaten up by those canker worms. But this has been a good year with the raised beds, with the netting. She got the netting through the internet, and it's really helped. She had garlic. We already got the garlic pulled up, hanging up in our shed, which gets pretty hot. And this is our broccoli. Great crop of broccoli in the raised bed. 2 big raised beds. And here's a tub, an old galvanized tub with some flowers. These are dryer tubs cut in half. You have your bush beans here, which we already got our first handful. This is kohlrabi. It's not doing too good, so we got to get better. And we will. We'll figure it out. But my uncle, like I told you about, he introduced me to kohlrabi. And it's just a wonderful vegetable that you can cut it up and eat it and dip or just eat it raw. I know some people just pulled them, peeled them, cut them, and ate them like they were. Some more beets. Like I said, the lettuce is just so, it's so good with lettuce. And here's carrots. Now this is in our orchard. This is in the side of the orchard beside where we park the vehicles. And my wife designed these, and they're designed with pallets and 2x4s. It's a pretty neat design. I helped her with it, but she designed it. She's just so crafty in that area. I'm so proud of her. Regular potatoes here in the middle of the orchard. So we already had our first crop where I showed you that dirt. We had our first crop, about 3 or 4 pounds. And look there, something dug up a potato. And that happens. So something new we tried to put it in the orchard. Like I said, you use the land you have. And here we only got a couple, but we have a few more sweet potatoes to plant. So we're confident that's going to be a lot of potatoes over there. And it just cuts back on the grocery bill. You know, there's nothing like eating your homegrown stuff. It's just fantastic. So there you go. That's our vegetables that we've grown, and our mints and everything. Next video, we're going to give you a tour of our mini orchard. So until now, this is Woody from WD Homesteading. Good day.